time for the lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, welcome into the lead. We got lots to get to, so we're going to get right to it. Ryan O'Halloran here, JJ LaSilva's here. I'm Hayes Carline.
How we doing, Red?
We had a mock game. That's right. Well, I was born sunburned, so that's like not at all a surprise. I can get sunburned like literally walking to the car this time of year. But yeah, it was great to be out there. Great crowd for the mock game, the scrimmage today. Yeah. Day 8 of training camp now in the books, and we've got lots to get to on the lead coming up. Kai Stevens is going to join us at 4:45. We'll talk Jaguars with Kai. Mark Long at 5:15. We've got kind of a fun topic with Mark. As you guys know, Mark's recovering from a car accident on Father's Day. Suffered significant injuries that he's described in previous weeks on the lead. So it's unfair for us to like pepper Mark with a bunch of Jaguar and Gators questions because he just can't get out to see anything. But one thing that I thought would be fun today is we've got a great Hall of Fame class going in. I mean, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, Adam Vinatieri. We had the Hall of Fame game last night. We're certainly going to talk a lot about Carson Beck. So I thought it'd be fun. We'll sort of each weigh in on this, but we're going to have a fun. We've sort of already started this. I had to kind of, I think, pull the reins back on Mark a little bit last night on our text chain because we're going to pick one of those 5 that you would add to the Jaguars this season, if you could. So that'll be a fun topic. We'll do that with Mark at 5:15. I caught up with Jaguars defensive tackle Devon Hamilton after practice today, so we'll play that for you towards the latter end of the program. But lots to get to today, Ryan. Ryan, you were double duty today. You covered the Jaguars. You also then went and saw Florida State at UNF and talked to Mike Norvell, and so a busy day for you. But let's start with the Jaguars, the scrimmage today and everything in general from what we've seen this week. Where do you think the team is, and what did you see today? What stood out to you?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the crowd. I mean, the grandstand was full today,
yeah.
So it was good to see that. They had to, they had to wait out the pregame routine before the action finally started after in the 9:30 half hour. When you have 2s versus 1s and your 1s are good, like the Jaguars have, it's going to show. And so that's why the barometer to me is you're not getting a great feel, especially when it's the Nick Mullins offense versus the #1 Jaguar defense. The defense is making life miserable for that group. And the other point that came to the surface, they're getting some O-line numbers problems.
Yeah.
And you're already without Van Lannen. You're already out with the kid from UCLA. Macari,
the undrafted kid.
Yeah. DeGornio. Macari hasn't done anything. Then you lose Pregnon. Then you lose Walker Little in the first play. Then you lose Edoga when he got run over by Trayvon Walker. So now you're having to juggle all these spots, and that's why you came up with the first offensive line unit that had Jonah Monheim at right guard and Wyatt Milne at right tackle. I mean, granted, this is the time to do it, but I don't think you want to put too many snaps on these guys' legs. So it'll be interesting to see what they have. Tomorrow's a walkthrough, but they're going to practice in pads on Sunday. But overall, Trevor Lawrence has been uneven. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. But here's the defense to that is you're not chip blocking. You're not keeping a running back in protection. You're not throwing short. This is what they do in training camp. Your completion percentage is obviously not going to be great all the time. That said, he missed some throws today after he was good yesterday.
Yeah, and, the other thing, too, is it's hard with really looking at hard numbers for these kind of things because obviously they're not live. I mean, if a player gets around the quarterback, obviously today they really let Trevor kind of keep the play going, but for the most part, he was sacked.
Yeah.
And so a couple of his completions, and maybe even more than a couple, were almost let's just let it go and play it out. I mean, in some of these, it was like 8 or 9 seconds before he was releasing the ball. Well, they will not play a defense this year where you're going to have 9 seconds to throw the football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there were a couple of those, especially at our end of the field, but that's part of camp. You mentioned off the air, they should be encouraged by some of the pop plays that their backup edge guys are doing. But I'm always going to hold judgment on that until they get into the games. See if you can finish the play instead of, I beat my man, I'm just going to run by the quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence and Nick Mullins and those guys, they know they're not going to get hit, so they can stand in there a little bit longer. But The screen game still sucks.
Yeah.
Liam Cohen brought that up today.
Yeah.
But
they really haven't even gone to it that much. I mean, they had the one that worked, and we, like it was funny. They almost
stopped practice.
They almost took a victory lap, when it worked. And then today they went to it early. It was, had no chance of success. And so that is really puzzling as to why they've practiced it so little compared to last training camp that it makes you wonder if the self-scout this offseason was basically like, we need to de-emphasize this.
And what they did a couple of times today, they threw a bubble to Parker. That could be your screen pass. Brian Thomas Jr. had a lot of success as a rookie on those plays. Quick throw, long line of scrimmage, let him get up the field. Travis Hunter on a jet sweep. That looked good. So maybe, if Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Right. Maybe they said, okay, this is not in our wheelhouse. Let's just find some other stuff.
Yeah.
I will say the top play for me when I watched before I left at 11 was probably from like the 3 or 4 yard line. Parker Washington lined up, sort of a slot to the left. Trevor Lawrence looked right, flipped his hips. Inside, well-designed play, well-executed, easy touchdown.
Yeah, that was. The other thing, too, I'm glad you brought up Parker Washington because it seems like anytime Trevor throws to him on the left sideline, it's been a catch in camp. I mean, it's almost become like, okay, if we ever get bogged down, this is what we're going to. I mean, and again, Parker Washington today clearly had the most receptions. So, I mean, you're really starting to see through 8 practices. I mean, it's almost like Parker Washington's at the top. Then there's a little bit of a gap, and then there's BTJ, and then I'd say there's a little bit more of a gap, and then there's Jacoby Myers. I mean, and the other thing that I thought was puzzling today, and maybe it was by design, the tight ends are like absent. Like Brenton Strange in camp. I mean, it doesn't feel like Brenton Strange has caught very many passes at all. I'm not sure Nate Borkercher, I think he has one.
I think one.
Yeah, I mean, but very, very limited. So, I don't know if it's by, if it's by design. I have to think with the talent that they have, eventually that'll, come to the forefront a little bit more. But regardless, Parker Washington, right? I mean, he has clearly been the best player in camp. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think there's somebody that you could nominate with him. I mean, because again, he's 8 for 8, in my opinion.
And where Washington is catching some of those balls on deep outside routes, that was an emphasis for Trevor Lawrence during the offseason. You can't live in the middle of the field. Guys are going to get their head taken off. Okay, you have to throw with more accuracy on those deep out routes. Washington, same thing. You can't make a living in the middle of the field. So that's a positive. Borkershire is interesting because it got to the point where I asked Liam Cohen earlier this week, I said, I know he doesn't have a lot of catches, but are you at least seeing him run good routes? And Liam goes, he's actually doing quite well. And basically saying, hey, he's not at top of mind right now because we got to get these receivers going, but he'll be there when you need him. So, but you're right about Brenton Strange. He had a catch today. I was like, when's the last time we saw 85 with a catch?
Right.
So, but that's, I mean, we're sort of, probably splitting hairs there a little bit.
We're going to really get in the weeds with the Jaguars in our next segment and get Ryan's thoughts on a number of different topics. We'll play some of Liam Cohen's thoughts as well. But you were at Florida, well, not at Florida State, but you were at UNF today for the Florida State availability. The practice was closed, so couldn't really see anything in terms of the team. But like, what were vibes? Just what was the experience of being over there, and what did you feel like you got accomplished?
It was an interesting vibe because I didn't know this field existed on campus. I just thought it was going to be at Hodges Stadium, but they didn't. They played way off the beaten path on campus there, and it's one field for one team, which was kind of interesting to me. All practices are closed. There's boosters. There's family there. That's Florida State's decision. So be it. Norvell said that yesterday the defense really ruled the day. He said Ashton Daniels made a decision at quarterback that really got on him about, but didn't repeat it. He said offense bounced back today. Deuce Robinson made some contested catches. And the one thing he said is he had Jordan Travis talk to the team. He says he pointed out that every year we come here, you get a sense of what the team is going to be based on this trip. Well,
Well, we know that's a lie.
Yeah,
because he certainly hasn't left Jacksonville the last 2 years thinking he's got a terrible team, which is what he had.
So he goes, to hear him challenge our guys like that, he says the defense had a dominant Thursday. Offense responded today with physicality and toughness. Lighter practice tomorrow, bus back to Tallahassee and scrimmage on Sunday. They're a week ahead of the Gators because they play on the 28th against New Mexico State.
I like the Aggies in that one.
And to me, this is like a real inside baseball. It was me and 4 other reporters there for the head football coach at Florida State.
That's incredible.
And supposedly there was some more people there yesterday, but Norville didn't talk. That's why I went today.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Yeah, okay. So
that's my Florida State
and you're
update.
doing a column on a tight end, a local tight end that plays for the
Riles
Noles.
is his name. I'm not going to embarrass myself. He played at University Christian, played 5 years of varsity football.
Wow.
Went to East Carolina, played 3 years, transitioned from quarterback to tight end. Now he's at Florida State. Heard he's had a great camp. Mike Norvell is good talking about him. And that'll be probably a little bit closer to the season opener.
All right. Fantastic stuff. When we come back on the lead, let's talk Jaguars. Let's talk about Anton Harrison at left tackle. Let Ryan weigh in on that. We're going to talk about just the offensive line in general today. Liam Cohen, I think kind of, let his feelings be known on their performance. The edge depth is really getting interesting with B.J. Green and this 7th-round rookie, Zach Dufree. And the secondary is looking good. So a lot of Jaguar topics coming up for you. We do want to hear from you in about 30 minutes. You can call us at 641-1010. You can text us. The question is, you can ask us anything, but the question that I'm asking is, what honor do you think a Jaguar could win this season? Could it be Trevor Lawrence winning the MVP, Liam Cohen winning Coach of the Year, maybe something for Travis Hunter? Let us know what you think. Again, 641-1010. You can also text us, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. But when we come back on the lead, all Jaguars, you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is the lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Because life is a sport. Let the games begin! That's why we are Jacksonville Sports Radio. 1010XL.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Coming up in mid-August, Showtime will host Jag star kicker Cam Little. Sunday, August 16th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Cam Little in-store signing at Showtime on Sunday, August 16th. It's Showtime, sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Take a walk on the wild side and step into the great outdoors.
Look at this beast.
Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk join Jeff Lageman every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on the Nimnit Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
It's your main man E.T. here, and football season starts at Twin Peaks. Get your league together for your fantasy football draft day at your local lodge. And commissioners, get a $50 gift card at Twin Peaks. Book your fantasy football party at your local lodge, Twin Peaks, today.
Tailgaters Parking is approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatorsparking.com today.
Renovations are underway at the golf club at Southampton, but that doesn't mean you still can't come out and hone your game. The practice facility is open Tuesday through Sunday with a great membership offer to work on your game year-round. Log on to golfsouthampton.com or check out their Facebook page. Work on your tee game, iron play, shots around the green, and of course your putting. It's all there and a great way to stay fresh until they unveil fresh new greens in October. Check it all out at the golf club at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate's chess man, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball. Ball.
Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
For every special occasion, Kuhn Flowers can deliver a beautiful floral arrangement with a click, a call, or a visit to one of their beautiful showrooms. This is RJ with 1010XL. When you need to show someone that you remembered, think Kuhn Flowers.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to the lead on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. All right, Ryan, lots to get to, lots to unwrap from the Jaguars. Let's start with Anton Harrison. Obviously, he's been moved to left tackle. I think it's a good move, but what did you think about it, and where do you think Anton Harrison goes from here?
Well, the fact they're doing it so early in camp and have stayed committed to it, this is not an experiment anymore, despite what they said the first day he did it. I mean, this is a conversation that has been months in the making, and what I wrote the other day was it makes sense because he's your best offensive tackle on the roster. So move him to the most important position on the offensive line. Trevor Lawrence's blind side. Do it early and commit to it. There's going to be a hiccup. It's a move that's worth the risk, but it is not without risk because it is sort of a new position at this level. And you talked to Anton yesterday. A couple of us talked to him as well. And he said the biggest thing is getting those reps with Ezra Cleveland. He goes, they're over communicating at this point just to get on the same page. And he did say, hey, there is I guess the equivalent of muscle memory. It's been 3 years since Oklahoma since he did. And he only started 23 games in college. So it's not like he was some 48 game starter.
He's only 24.
Yeah. So
I mean, it really is amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, if this works out, this is your left tackle for the rest of Trevor Lawrence's career. That's a good question to have answered every offseason. Anton Harrison's your left tackle. Are we jumping ahead? Of course. But I thought he looked good today. I mean, he got nicked up a little bit on Tuesday, and then he was out there Wednesday. But maybe my days are all screwed up. But yeah, I think he's looked good, and I agree with the decision.
You mentioned the offensive line shuffling that was a necessity today. Take us back through that.
Well, Walker Little got tangled up on I think it was the first play of team drills. He did not return. He was playing right tackle. And then with the second team group, Udoga got hurt early in Nick Mullins' first drive when he got Walker.
Trayvon Walker with a really impressive bull rush.
So
Udoga stayed up,
yeah,
but he had to move it back like he was on kind of skates.
Yeah.
Dare I say, jokeling a little bit. And I think when he was doing that, it's something, gave out on him.
So at that,
but he did stay up on his
yeah.
feet.
So at that point, they're down 6 linemen, which doesn't impact the first group because they just move guys around. But you want to have 3 groups, and they didn't have 3 groups today. So you had Sam Mustapher, who just got into town. He's playing center and guard. You had Jonah Monheim moving to first-team right guard. Milam kicking out the right tackle. Wyatt Milam's got a stay of execution this week, folks, because yesterday in practice, he was not with the first team. Pregnon was at right guard. They had seen some of those struggles, but then guys got banged up. Milam's back in there, see if he takes advantage. So, they have a numbers game. They had one at linebacker. They solved that yesterday, and I think they're getting close to having one on the O-line.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm a little surprised, McCary, we haven't seen more from him at this point. Concerning?
It should be. I've been told to not be concerned by multiple people.
Yeah.
These are people that I would trust their opinion on. The back injury, coming back from the back, it's almost like once you tweak it again, you got to start everything over.
Right.
But now the question is, okay, how much work do you need him to get to feel comfortable for Cleveland? A, that he can take the post, and B, he can finish the game.
Right.
Because he hadn't done that lately.
Yeah.
So they've said they've poo-pooed the McCary concern to me. It's about time we get a Van Lanen update.
Yeah.
Because they moved Harrison, the left tackle, feeling confident Van Lanen will be ready for week 1 at right tackle.
Yeah. Liam Cohen was asked after practice today how he felt like the offensive line performed.
Yeah, I thought they were all right. I think we ran it fairly well. I thought there was some movement. It didn't feel like there was a ton of guys in the backfield, with the 2 versus the 1 1 defense, excuse me. Some of that's going to happen, but I felt like for the most part, there was movement at the line of scrimmage and opportunities for the backs, whereas, sometimes there's nowhere to go, right? And that's not a fun movie to watch. And I feel like really consistently the last few days, especially with the pads, we've been able to move the line of scrimmage a little bit, and the backs are getting some opportunities.
Good point by Liam, because that's what you noticed today. I mean, there were a couple tackles in the backfield. BJ Green had one, but when the main group is out there, you saw Tootin, Rodriguez, and Allen always moving forward, and sometimes getting to that second level where they had a steam. And I can't imagine the conversations internally. Liam Cohen is probably laying down the gauntlet every single morning they wear pads. Got to set a tone. Got to establish the mentality. They weren't good enough running it last year. And so these guys have obviously taken it to heart. And, you did see some good things in the run game today.
Although it was funny because, on the first run of the scrimmage, Devon Hamilton, who we'll hear from later in the program, just swallowed it whole. I mean, it was outstanding stuff from Devon Hamilton. Now, let's look a little bit at the defense. The edge depth has probably been the number one concern really all off season, but you're starting to see good things out of BJ Green and Zach Durfee has started to play well, the 7th round rookie. So you've got an undrafted guy in his second year and a 7th round rookie performing pretty well. What have you seen?
I mean, Durfee, the lights came on when the pads came on, which is the important part for a kid like him. Listed at 6'5", 258. He is a project. I don't think he makes the initial 53 because it's a numbers game at edge right now. Hines Allen, Walker, lock. I think Strigau and Green, lock. Wesley Williams, lock. Okay, you can't keep 6 edge rushers because you got to keep some defensive tackles. That said, Zach can go on that practice squad, and you're one ankle turn away from getting a call up like a lot of guys did last year. One of the things we talked about going into camp is these first couple weeks are going to be key for those backup edge guys. Show the coaches they don't need to go get a veteran. I'm not there to declare that a success yet because they haven't played games. They haven't played a joint practice. They haven't been double teamed or chipped or whatever. They haven't played the run to the ground. But you have to be encouraged by the start those guys have gotten because they've gotten a lot of snaps. I thought I put this on vibrate.
Yeah, I would say I would say it is. It's a good start, but they've really only rounded first base in the battle. But, look, Liam Cohen is impressed. He talked about Green and Durfee after today's practice.
They've continued to do that, throughout the course of the last few practices. And, Durf had a good rush the other day, backed up. It would have been a 99-yard touchdown, ended up being probably a safety. So he's showing up. BJ's continued to show up in both the run and the pass. So I've been pleased with those guys.
That was the question going into camp for BJ Green is, he had the athletic ability to bend, get around the edge. He has a nasty streak to win those battles. Could he set the edge in the run game? Could he hold up? I mean, he's listed at 6'1", 270. You don't think 270 with BJ?
You really don't.
Yeah, I
mean,
looked
that
at this
almost it feels like
a typo. It's like I thought maybe 255, 260.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's so yeah, I agree with Liam. Is you want those guys to sort of pop. Okay, now stack those days up. They're going to play a ton of snaps, particularly against New Orleans, because I don't think we're going to see the main guys at all, nor should we.
Absolutely. The secondary has certainly started to figure some things out, showing some depth. And we've talked about it. It's come from a lot of different sources. Jarian Jones has had remarkable practice at times. We've seen Antonio Johnson be very around the ball like he was last season. What have you thought about Anthony Campanile's defensive back so
The
far?
Corners in particular have been off the charts.
Yeah, Buster Brown had a great pick today.
Yeah, they're benefiting from the fact that their main guys are going against the second offensive line. But Buster Brown, interception, pass breakup. Antonio Johnson consistently breaking up passes. Jarian Jones, great camp. I like what I've seen from Jordan Lewis coming back from his injury. Hunter's been around the ball a little bit. At safety, I mentioned Johnson. Murray's getting his work in. To me, you sort of get the feeling Ransaw right now would be their third safety. But one thing I talked to Liam Cohn about last week is he likes their versatility at dime to play four corners. He says, he goes, we have to get Jarian Jones on the field. And I agree. And he can play inside, outside. He was encouraged even before camp started that this was going to be a much better secondary. And I'll give you one reason why.
Well, and he's playing for the Cardinals.
He's playing for the Cardinals and thinks he's the next Pat Tillman.
Yeah. The other thing, too, that I thought was interesting, we've talked about it, but Liam kind of hinted at it again today. Major upgrade in the coaching of those defensive backs. This was Liam talking about an improved secondary, in his opinion, after practice today.
I really have felt like that group has gotten better and better. I think that, Rouge and Perk and Drew Lascari have done a great job coaching those guys and working on some technique of maybe being a little bit more, being able to challenge people a little bit more and be able to play a little bit more man or just match coverages. And I think that only helps the rush and how much those two are usually tied together. But I've been very pleased. I mean, our dime package is, I think, very challenging to go against as an offense. And all those guys give you a little bit of flexibility and diversity.
The three coaches Liam mentioned there all have previous experience with Campanile. You cannot discount that. Perkins was in Green Bay. Drew was in college, definitely.
It makes you wonder if Milas was just like a total, bad fit.
Bad fit. I mean, it had to be because, I have no question that he worked hard. It just sometimes it's, okay, you have to have the same vision as your coordinator, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So they got, it's a cast of thousands coaching wise in that meeting room for that defensive backs. And Araujo, particularly, me and Campanile were joking about this last week. 2 years ago, Matthew's job at the Dolphins, he was Vic Fangio's quality control guy. And me and Campanile, guys, can you imagine? And I said, that's a PhD in defense.
Yeah.
And benefited from that, stayed with the Dolphins, now he's here. And when they hired him this past offseason, it was before Campanile came up empty on the head coaching jobs. I think he was going to be the coordinator. And I think they probably are grooming him to eventually replace Campanile if Anthony moves on.
The Jaguars signed a veteran linebacker yesterday, Jelani Tavi. This is a guy that's played a lot of football. This doesn't strike me as, hey, he's just here for a few weeks and then we're going to send him on his way. Yeah. Do you think that by looking at his resume, is this a guy that they have signed with the intention of he is going to be on this team?
I think so. And when you look at, he's healthy, because the first thing you say, okay, why is this guy still available? He was probably being choosy. If I'm him, I don't sign here, be a camp body.
Right.
So to me, this was bad news for Jack Kaiser.
Wow. Okay.
Who's injured? Do they keep him on? Do they put him on IR? Because now you have this guy, Combs, Miller, Boye, Gardeck. You're not keeping 8 linebackers, probably keeping 6, maybe 5. So I think probably 6. So, so a guy with experience, as you said, he played in the last Super Bowl.
Right.
So
the one that we just saw.
Yeah. And he started 9 games for a Patriots defense that was pretty good. So, I thought it was a good pickup when I saw him on the wire yesterday and I looked him up. I was like, okay, they're going to sign this guy, well, which they did an hour later.
Yeah, no doubt about it. When we come back on The Lead, we want to hear from you. You can ask us anything. Any question you have about the Jaguars, anything about sports in general, 641-1010. But the question that I have for you is, if you had to pick, what honor do you think a Jaguar might win this season? We'll do that next. You're listening to Lead on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
At Beard's Diamonds, diamonds are what we do best. But did you know Beard's is also Jacksonville's source for the latest fashion jewelry for every occasion? Exquisite designer pieces, all new creations, the latest trends.
We've seen yellow gold be very, very popular right now. So the very dainty is in right now as far as the little huggy earrings.
Ben Lupo and his father John are also seeing a big increase in demand for colored stones.
Colored stones are extremely popular right now. People like something different.
Sapphire, ruby, and emerald, which we have a great selection of in the store, whether it be pendants, necklaces, earrings.
So if you're looking for an anniversary gift, a push present, or a just because gift, don't go to one of those corporate chain jewelers. Get more selection, higher quality, and better value at Beard's.
When you walk in the door at Beard's, you are paying less for a higher quality item, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
And don't forget, Beard's now has an incredible selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches, all the hard-to-find models. Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's locally owned jeweler for over 4 decades, in the St. John's Town Center.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, as Walk-Off Charities has grown, we now manage a large athletic facility with numerous fields, including the Bregan Baseball Complex. To get around, we needed a good, reliable golf cart. I went straight to Dynamic Drives and Design in Jack's Peak. I met with Travis, told him exactly what our needs were. Would you believe, before you knew it, the perfect cart was delivered to us at an incredible price? If you need a golf cart, Travis and his team are the go-to. Learn more about them at dynamicdrivesdesign.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Varry here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barry Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Keep your ride shining all summer at Gate Express Car Wash. Buy one premium graphene wash and score a second for only $10. Don't wait. The sizzling summer sale ends August 21st. Visit Gate Express Car Wash today.
25 weeks comes down to this. You ready? 3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Instant Keys is turning 25, a quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish. Seriously, it was just in my pocket. Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's your turn to talk. Call or text us at 641-1010. We hear from you now on The Lead.
Yes, welcome back to The Lead. We are excited to hear from you. Give us a call at 641-1010 or text us, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, at 641-1010. We've got a lot of good stuff. We're asking, what honor do you think a Jaguar could win this season? Got a lot of great responses. Ryan, kick us off. What did you see?
412 and 874, they're on the same page with Travis Hunter as Comeback Player of the Year. I'm sure he'll be on the board early. This is Mahomes' to lose, even though he did he missed like 2 games last year.
Yeah.
So I kind of disagree with him being eligible. But if Hunter can get off to a good start and play well in the 2 London games, which a lot of people watch at 9:30 in the morning before they go cover their games,
right?
And also prime time later in the season, I think that would be a good bet.
I think that's a great call on Travis Hunter for Comeback Player of the Year. I hadn't even really considered that, but yeah, I think he's absolutely going to be in the mix. But particularly, like, maybe the only, like, Mahomes, if Mahomes wins like MVP, then he probably wouldn't win that. So you probably would need Mahomes to have, like, yeah. But I would agree with you. Like, if Mahomes has a good season, not great one, that will be him. JJ, what are you seeing?
Yeah, this is more of just a question about the Jags in general. Who has looked the best between Husky and Ransaw so far? 2 cornerbacks both playing safety for the first time.
I mean, Husky stands out more because he's around the
Husky,
football.
And I don't think it's close.
And so it'd be interesting to see when they play New Orleans, who starts that game. They may both start the game if they hold out Johnson and Murray. I just like what Husky just seems like he moves pretty well, the deep part of the field, and has a little bit of a knack for the ball. If Ransaw's doing good stuff, I'll take their word for it. I haven't noticed them.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great question, though. The 477 says Parker Washington to the Pro Bowl. Hard to argue. I think from what we've seen so far, he has definitely been the best receiver, best overall player in camp.
I mean, he was headed that way last year as a punt returner until he got so good at receiver, they scaled back those duties.
Yeah.
And I would be very selective on which situations he catches punts this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's interesting because we talked about the debate we'll have with Mark Long at 5:15 on if you could pick one Hall of Fame player from this class, which is, again, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, and Adam Vinatieri. Who would you take for this season if you could add one for the Jaguars? And the 601 says that he would take Drew Brees, not sold on Trevor. He needs everything around him to be perfect, to play well. It goes on here, but appreciate the 601.
Drew Brees is almost an upgrade on any quarterback that's ever played.
That's the thing. And that's why it's sort of, I mean, the no-brainer answer would be Drew Brees, but you do have an MVP finalist.
You could probably find better.
And so, Trevor's not necessarily like your biggest weakness. So that's why I thought it'd be interesting, because I think there's a number of guys you could pick. But appreciate the 601 saying
I got to read this. I got to read the 651. BJ Green is our second best pass rusher, maybe our best overall. BJ, thanks for listening.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean, let's just face facts here. If that ends up being the case, this team's in trouble.
I would agree.
By the way, wasn't he I love his confidence. He was the one who asked Cohen what it would take to get kicked out of practice, to be that disruptive.
Right. I love it.
Yep, that was him.
The 762 has a good question about last night's game. Again, Carson Beck, phenomenal, but Haynes King also played very well on the other side for Carolina. Actually ran it in to win the game for the Panthers. 762 says Haynes King clearly the star of a meaningless preseason game last night, and that's not really that big of a deal, but he did show that he can pass and read defenses better than what we thought, which as a Gator fan makes me nervous about our offensive coordinator because he basically just used him as a running back. What do you guys think? I think it's a decent point, but I'm not worried about Buster Faulkner. I don't think – the other thing, too, is you don't really know the influence Brent Key also might have had on it. But I would say that while Haynes King looked good last night, I still would say at the NFL level – it's probably going to be as a runner if he's able to make any kind of impact.
The last touchdown to win the game was literally him just being a runner.
Yeah, and it was a great athletic play.
It's the Haynes King we all know and love.
I mean, I asked Haynes King at the Combine, hey, walk me through what Faulkner's system is going to look like at Florida. And he pretty much spelled it out now. He's going to, sort of tailor it toward what he has down there, which means he's not going to have handcuffs. Frank Key's an offensive lineman. He's an O-line coach. He wanted to run the football, take the air out of the football, win 13-10. I think John Summerall told Buster Faulkner, air it out. And the one guy that I would really trust about this at SEC Media Days said that Faulkner's going to be a problem for SEC defense. One, Nick Saban.
651 replied to you and says, LOL, don't hate on the BJ Green.
Well, I'll see you after practice tomorrow, BJ.
Yeah, that's hilarious. We've got, let's see here, from 338, Parker Washington. If the staff doesn't see a way of signing him to a long-term deal, would they use him more at punt returner? I still think it's like 85% chance that Parker Washington. I know there's been Zay Flowers got paid. I know there's been going all the way back to like Christian Watson getting paid. I know there's been a lot of receiving contract. Parker Washington has not made any money in the NFL. I just can't believe he is going to demand something so exorbitant that the Jags can't get there with him when we know the Jaguars love him. We know that they view him as a player that's certainly on the rise. But if you're Parker Washington, Ryan, we've talked about this. You can't afford an injury. You're going to get potentially, nothing. He's not going to get nothing. But if God forbid he suffered a serious injury, his market is going to be non-existent. He doesn't have 2 or 3 years of production. He has like half a season and a great offseason. So if Parker Washington's agent is, I think, doing him a disservice if he's really trying to squeeze the Jaguars for every penny here, because your client is very much at risk of not getting anything close to life-changing money if he passes on a contract that's going to pay him $18, $19, $20 million.
And, we go back to 2017. Allen Robinson had produced more to this point than Parker Washington has. They had talks with the Jaguars during camp, tore his ACL week 1, never played for the team again. If I'm Parker Washington, here's my prediction. September 7th is Labor Day. I'm going to be in the locker room that day, and I'm going to congratulate Parker Washington on his new contract. I think they're going to get it done that weekend.
I think
so he can go into week 1.
Yeah.
Laser focus.
Clear head. I think that makes a lot of sense. The 716 has a question for you. If Hunter plays more offense and Jarian Jones steps in for him, how big is the drop-off?
I mean, judging by the body of work Jarian has put out so far in camp, I would say not a lot. And it would be Jarian Jones. I think they have designs on Jordan Lewis being a nickel, and that would take some wear and tear off him as an older player. But you cannot be anything but fired up with the way Jarian has played so far in camp. I don't think it would be too much of a drop-off.
Want to make sure we get all these in because I really appreciate all the texts that we're getting. 704, what has Wesley Williams been doing? I haven't heard his name much.
Yeah, I asked Campanile about him the other day. He's the rookie from Duke, 4th round, I think.
Fourth round. Yep.
And because one thing I noticed about Wesley in pads is that they moved him inside on 3rd down, which I think is smart because you don't want Trayvon Walker to be the only guy that does that. You want to keep him on the edge if he's going against a subpar offensive tackle. And one thing that Campanile said that stood out about Williams is it is not easy to learn both spots as a rookie. So very good attention to detail, good football IQ. So it's somebody that I'm looking forward to seeing in the preseason.
Yeah, great stuff. Hey, we really appreciate you guys reaching out. You can keep texting us. We'll keep checking on this, and we'll certainly try and answer anything that comes in the rest of the show. But we come back on the lead. Let's talk Jaguars with Kai Stevens. We will do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's 3 wide for the win.
He's going to have a chance to win this race.
Sunday at Iowa Speedway.
Side-by-side battle to the finish.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's voice of NASCAR, 1010XL.
When you call Endless Summer Roofing, you're not getting a 1-800 number in another state. You're getting your neighbors. We are family-owned, locally operated, with our own employees, not subcontractors, and over 50 years in combined roofing experience. This means the same crew that installs your roof is the team that stands behind it. We're not strangers. We don't take shortcuts. We're local people who take pride in protecting our neighbors' homes. Endless Summer Roofing. Local roots, rock solid roofs.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
I'm Tom McManus, and after each training camp practice, you'll get my instant reaction with everything I saw from the Miller Electric Center. Get my observations from the practice field, served up by No Way Jose Mexican Bar and Grill, and only on the 1010XL social channels.
You know that little voice in your head that says, I really should do something about that septic system? If your yard's getting soggy, things aren't draining like they used to, or you've caught a smell that definitely wasn't there before, don't wait until it becomes an emergency. This month, save $500 on a new septic system installation from Duck Duck Rooter. As the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, Duck Duck Rooter will handle the whole job from permits to final inspection, and you know the work is done right. So when you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. Financing is available.
Attention contractors, stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
It's time to get your kid in the game with I-9 Sports. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park. I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you just 1 day per week. Fall and winter registration open right now at I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. It is our great pleasure to bring in our good friend Kai Stevens of Jaguars.com. Kai, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm so glad we talked this morning because I've reached that point in training camp where I've forgotten what day it is, and I definitely would have forgot that.
And imagine how delirious we will be by Sunday afternoon when we're out there tomorrow and Sunday, and it's going to feel like it's Thursday or Friday. But no, it's the new week's getting ready to start. Kai, obviously a great crowd today, and an intense scrimmage. Some good on both sides, offensively and defensively. What stood out to you today?
Yeah, it was fun, and it was nice to see some actual like game quote unquote action to kind of gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of what you think they might end up doing. Obviously, there was a lot of the ones against the twos and whatnot, so you're seeing a little bit of mixing and matching, and then some people playing on both sides. I think I was impressed with. I think there was some miscommunication with Trevor and some of the wide receivers today. It wasn't the cleanest day by any means, but there were still a couple of wow catches out of Parker and BTJ that, just reminds you they're special. Even when things aren't going perfectly, they can still kind of figure things out. And then I was also excited to see how they were using LaQuint Allen a little bit more in different roles. I know the running back room is going to be evolving as things go along, but also seeing C-Rod, I think Cohen was saying last week, he's like, you guys don't really get it until he gets into a game with pads on, but he's definitely a bigger guy, and he's someone that's going to, stand up. So if you push the pile a little bit and keep it moving and get a couple extra yards. So just the little sort of things you can kind of pick up on early. But again, it is just a scrimmage, so don't take it too seriously.
Kai, Josh Cameron has seemingly made a catch every day in practice. What has stood out about this rookie and what kind of role he could be carving out for himself?
Yeah, it's the physicality, right? So we've been saying they need a big receiver for a while, and he's very physical. He's large. They think he can play a role in returning punts potentially. I don't know if Parker will end up doing that or not, but there's a possibility there. And then, that's a packed room. So if he's someone that's still showing off and someone that you're noticing at this point in the game, like that's a pretty good sign. I think we might actually get to see a little bit of them in some of the preseason matchups because I don't think they're going to want to play a ton of the starters there. So maybe some potential to actually see him flash, see what he looks like in a real game soon. And he's going to have to make his way in through special teams, of course, because that's how you make the roster these days because there's limited spots available. But he's definitely someone that at least, once a day, you're like, wow, that was impressive. With just kind of making himself stand out.
We've got a few practices before the team heads to New Orleans, Kai, but how much are you looking forward to seeing what the Jaguars can do against the Saints? You'll be there. How much are you looking forward to having that experience, seeing the Jags and Saints go at it in New Orleans?
I love a joint practice because the energy's there. They're finally not going against themselves, so they show up a little bit. And, the pride gets in the way a little bit, too. They're competitive guys. They want to win everything they're doing. So, plus with LaQuint Allen in his mouth, they get into a fight probably every time he's out there, too.
That was a nice catch he had today for the touchdown. I was glad to see that. Yeah.
And just behind-the-scenes sneak peek, he's mic'd up all day today. So I don't know what will be PC enough to be used, but it will be interesting when they put it out a little bit later in the year when we do some of the mic'd ups from training camp.
Beep,
yeah, it won't be much. They'll be like, let's go. Beep, 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 beep. That's the entirety of the thing. But he's so funny. And he's very much like a 0 to 100 person, like off the field. He's the sweetest, most polite person. And then he's just, it's a whole other. He has a game face. He has a game mode for sure. He's one of those people. So he's fun to watch for sure.
Favorite JP Shadrick story? Go.
Oh God, JP. I don't know. I just
we're gonna miss him.
So my joke. I'm gonna miss him so much. My joke about JP is so I call him the ball knower, the all ball knower. So he doesn't like when I make jokes. He doesn't like when people talk about other things that aren't related to football in press conferences. So every single time there's a press conference where maybe you guys don't either. I don't know. It'll be like, someone's asking Trevor about his haircut, or they're talking about what sneakers they're wearing for my Cosmic cleats, or they're just talking about some other random thing like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor or whatever it is. JP will just chime in, doesn't matter where he is, out of nowhere, and be like, all right, what do you think about this new defensive scheme you're going up against next week? Because and I talk all about ball because he just can't have it. He needs to talk football.
No more fun of any kind.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, to be a Scrooge about it. Like,
I kind of am with him on that, though, to be honest.
I get it. And there's always somebody that has to bring it back around. So I just wait for him. If something's actually going on, I almost just turn to him and expect him to get everybody back on track.
Well, you did yeoman's work this morning, Kai, on getting everybody to sign that football. There are some really good notes on there, some that weren't exactly inspirational.
Right.
So, but has he been presented with the ball yet?
He's been presented with the ball.
Okay.
We gave him some going away gifts. I got him some cigars. He's a cigar guy, so I got him some cigars so he could celebrate. Because it's, we love JP and we jest, but I'm going to miss him very much. He was so welcoming when I came here, answered every question I ever had. He's amazing to work with. Arizona is very, very fortunate. He's going to get to go live his dream and do play-by-play, which there's only 32 people that get to do that, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, and we echo those thoughts as well, Kai. JP has been so much fun to get to know over our time covering the Jaguars. What's coming up on Jaguars.com?
So happy hour is back this, let's see, what day of the week it is. Not next week, so it's Thursday next week. We got to figure out all the hosting duties because JP's leaving us, so all that'll get arranged. But we got 2 Jags AMs next week. I'm going to be on Tuesday and Thursday, so we'll get your recap from everything over the weekend. And then also we'll be live from Saints camp on Thursday. So we'll get a little bit, check in with some of our Saints insiders, see what's going on. Our old friend Travis Etienne, Achan, we'll check in with him too. And yeah, it should be a good one.
Great stuff. Kai, we certainly appreciate your time. Have a wonderful weekend, but we'll obviously spend the weekend with you. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys bright and early.
All right. Thanks so much. Kai Stevens does a great job covering the Jaguars. Again, Jaguars.com. When we come back on The Lead, let's get it to headlines. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's The Lead with Hayes, Ryan, and JJ from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
I told you I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it.
1010XL.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers? I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, coming to life.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better.
Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. FSU wide receiver Deuce Robinson has been named a preseason All-American by the Sporting News, and the Seminoles have moved up to 33rd in ESPN's 2027 recruiting class ranking. Miami moved 5th, the Gators to 8th, and Georgia jumped to 12th. Trevor Lawrence joined the drill this morning. If you missed it, head to the 1010XL YouTube page. The 1010XL Jags YouTube page has exclusive training camp reactions, interviews, and more. It's 86 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Your news right now. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell.
Yes, we certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. We've got Ryan O'Halloran here. We've got J.J. LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Let's start with the Jaguars, Ryan. The scrimmage today, Trevor looked sharp at times, but the defense also had its moments as well.
Yeah, if you had to call it a score, it'd probably be a draw, and that's probably what Liam Cohen wants. He wants both sides, taking the advantage at some point. I think what Liam was most encouraged by was the fact that the first team group got some run game going, and that's what he wants to see in these padded practices. And, we mentioned Parker Washington, a couple of great catches. Brian Thomas was open a couple times, and
he had a really nice touchdown grab late from Trevor. It was a great throw placement and a nice snag by BTJ.
Yeah, and it was a day. If you had to sum it up, it was a day for the run game.
Yeah, Liam Cohen talked with reporters after practice and said what he saw in today's scrimmage.
Like to see us execute some of the screens better, which is an area that we're continuously trying to work on. But I thought we had some good runs. I thought the guys ran hard. It's hard to tell in this setting because we're not tackling, right? But, it was nice to see, Parker, Jacoby, BT make some plays and, just getting the guys trying to spread it around a little bit and just go execute.
The screen thing is so confusing.
It really
is. And he could tell he's starting to get exasperated by it again.
Upset. It's like Goodwill Hunting not being able to figure out an algebra problem. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
2 + 2.
Right.
3.
It doesn't make sense that it's still an issue.
Because as a staff, they probably talked about it ad nauseum during the offseason. Okay, what didn't we teach?
Right.
What did we give away? And now they sort of went to it, and the 2s and 3s almost are running it better, but it's still, I mean, these should be automatic big plays in training camp.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Trevor Lawrence joined the drill this morning and described his expectations for the season.
This is by far the best position we've been in, I think, from year to year. And how did we get better from the end of last season until training camp now? I feel like we took some huge steps. It wasn't like we just sat on our hands and hoped we could just be good again. Hopefully, let's take the same guys and do it again. I think there's so much work that has to be put in, even if you have a very similar team, to get yourself in a position to have a good year and to be a really good team. There's so much work you have to put in every year, even if it's the same guys. So I think we understand that. Our staff's done a good job of preaching that and pushing us to get better every day. But yeah, I mean, it's not about the outside expectations. I mean, we feel really good about our team. We know that we're preparing the right way, and we'll spot the ball in September, and we'll see how many games we can win. So, I mean, that's what it's about, and we're going to be ready, though.
I mean, that statement just shows you his comfort level and his confidence in the play caller, who is also his head coach, and the talent around him. they had high expectations in 2023, start off fast, but you'll speak to this more than me because I wasn't here, but different vibe this time.
Yeah, definitely a different vibe this time. By the way, if you want to hear Trevor Lawrence with Dan and Jeff, the full interview, you can find that on 1010XL social channels. So be sure to check that out. Linebacker Foye Oluwakan met with reporters after practice and talked about how the run defense can improve even after leading the NFL last season.
It's a new year, and going to see maybe new runs to our scheme and stuff. We got to understand that it takes a lot in order to have that top run defense. So it's not really building off of it's remaking ourselves to be the top run defense. I think we have a lot of the same pieces, so we know we can do it. But you got to build yourself each and every year and come out with the right energy in order to have it. You can't just rely on what you did last year. You gotta see who we are as a team and find our way to scratch and claw and grind out to stop the run.
The best way to repeat as the best run defense in the league is you bludgeon teams to the point where you face the fewest rushes in the league.
That's a great point, and they certainly look like they might be equipped to do that. The Jaguars signed veteran linebacker Jelani Tavi. The 29-year-old has started 67 games in his career with Detroit and New England and played in the New England run to the Super Bowl, where obviously they lost to Seattle. But this feels like a signing that he's going to be here.
Yeah, I think 100% because he wouldn't have signed here. He would just kept waiting it out. And, it was smart by him and his camp to say, hey, 8 days in the camp, okay, who gets injured? What team needs a veteran? Jaguars check both those boxes.
And you think it might be curtains for Kaiser?
I mean, you got to think he's in trouble. You heard, I didn't hear scuttlebutt, but people asked me, do you think Parker Hughes would be out Jack Kaiser? I didn't think that was going to happen, but if you're Kaiser now, you got to get healthy, get back out there, and see if you can save your spot or you're starting on the practice squad.
Let's get it to around the NFL. The Hall of Fame game last night in Canton, Ohio. Carson Beck dazzles in his debut, completing 15 of 19 passes for 188 yards and a touchdown. Had another drop on a long pass. His last pass of the game was a 4th and 5 situation. He throws a beauty, and this young receiver, Reggie Virgil, just couldn't hang on to it. He caught it, and then the second DB was able to punch it out as he was going to the ground. So Carson's numbers actually could have been even better. He also ran for a first down. I mean, what are we doing if you're the Arizona Cardinals? I mean, I know you just gave Jacoby Brissett a little bit of a raise, but come on. I mean, how do you not start Carson Beck week 1? Looked poised, looked accurate, looked like the game was very slow for him. I get it. It's one night. But in their situation, as soon as the rookie shows even a semblance of being ready, you go to him.
I agree, and I thought that from the moment they drafted him. If Jacoby Brissett is the answer, I don't want to know what the question is. He went 1-11 last year, and he got a raise because I'm a starter. I deserve more money. You don't deserve anything. You're lucky you still be in the league.
I would have cut him.
I would have cut
if he asked for a raise. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I would have said, I have Gardner Minshew, and we just drafted Carson Beck. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah,
Thank you for
and we're not
your
competing for anything.
Right.
I would give him. And you look at. Some of the reports going into the game is that Beck had struggled a lot. Well, that's going to happen as a rookie in these practices. I would start him in the next preseason game. And it was the same thing that happened to Mac Jones and Cam Newton back in 21 competition. Mac won it. They cut Cam.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be thinking if I'm Arizona, because this is a year of discovery for that staff. Discover if you have to draft a quarterback next year, or you can maybe draft a left tackle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we've got a wonderful Hall of Fame class that will be inducted tomorrow. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, Adam Vinatieri. Ryan, of those players, which one did you enjoy watching the most?
I mean, I think Brees, just because he was undersized, but and the Miami Dolphins had him in the building.
Yeah.
And we were worried about his shoulder. He went to New Orleans and basically him and Sean Payton saved that franchise, covered him in several playoff games during that run, and just a surgeon.
Yeah. Let's get to college football. Florida State practicing at UNF today. You were out there. The practice was closed, but you were able to be there for Mike Norvell's comments to the media. What'd you take away from the Florida State head coach?
Well, I think what's going to make Ashton Daniels good at quarterback, and granted, his career hasn't gone great. He's been in a couple different spots. Is Deuce Robinson's one of the best receivers in college football, and he should have 120 catches for this team because just feed it to him. He came back. He could have gone to the NFL. He could have transferred. He committed to your program. And you got to think they're going to get a little bit of a boost offensively by Norvell taking over the play calling. That's what he's done before. The other thing that Norvell said today was interesting is that compared to last year on defense, their communication is night and day better. Well, it's second year Tony White's system. So, yeah, I don't think they're a 4-8 team, but you have to win some of these games at home to create some momentum early in the season.
What do you think they are?
I mean, can they make a bowl at 6-6, 7-6, or 7-5, maybe 7-5,
7-5.
But I mean, it's just amazing how they were voted to finish 11th.
It's amazing.
In the ACC. I mean, good thing North Carolina's in the league because they're going to be the laughingstock all season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We will get you out with today's musical note. Lisa Loeb, who I still absolutely adore. Lisa Loeb's Stay I Missed You hits #1 on the Billboard 100 this week back in 1994. This was from the Reality Bites soundtrack. She was the first artist to have a #1 hit before being signed to a record contract. The music video was outstanding. It was directed by Ethan Hawke. It's very simplistic. It's Lisa basically wandering through an apartment, singing the song, looking terrific. The song stayed in the Billboard 100 for 30 weeks. I still have a major crush.
I think because, like,
years later on
me
Lisa
too,
Loeb.
because as a kid, you always like, oh, she's obtainable.
Exactly.
You know, she's not
she has
Britney
that quality.
Spears.
Yeah,
Yes, but
yeah.
really she wasn't obtainable.
Oh, of course she's not. but yeah, exactly. But that's the vibe. Absolutely.
Way to urinate on Hayes' parade.
Hey, you know, it's I don't worry. I've long since given up that I will ever have a chance to get with Lisa Loeb, and that's fine. But hey, we can always appreciate the one-hit wonder. It's a great song too.
So that is one hit.
Oh yeah.
Is she out there at all?
She still actually does tour. I think she's opening for, I saw OAR, I think. So I think she still is out
Very
there. She's still
90s.
touring. So yeah, she's still out there, and I'm glad she is. That's gonna do it for headlines. When we come back on the lead, let's talk to that rascal in Gainesville. We'll get an update from Mark Long, who covers the Jaguars and the Gators for the Associated Press. We'll do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is not that thing that I'm throwing, but I'm thrown.
This is The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He's the life of the party.
Let's all get down, get funky.
Joe C.
I do voices.
Join the radio party.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Noon to 2
Let's play this backwards and see if it gets any better.
on 1010XL.
I'd be not take a business, no crabs.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Looking for an engagement ring that doesn't look like everyone else's?
Not every woman wants a cookie cutter ring that you find in every jewelry store around town.
Meet Ben Lupo, second-generation owner at Beard's Diamonds, who says a lot of couples come in today looking for something different, even a custom design ring. They come in with pictures or drawings, or sometimes they combine things they like from several rings into a one-of-a-kind creation.
We can really kind of put all of those notes into one piece and show her creation. If she likes it, we move forward. If not, we can change it however many times to make sure that we get it correct. correct for her.
And here's the best part. Custom design rings at Beards usually don't cost any extra.
You really have that ability to fully customize your ring without spending a ton of dollars as opposed to just buying something right out of the case.
So don't settle for a chain store cookie cutter ring. Come to Beards for all the top designer rings and where you can also create that one-of-a-kind treasure.
You get the ability to customize your ring and put your stamp on it however you want.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville and Sullivan. You love the beach and you love to ride, so tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line: Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
So if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
He covers the Jags. He covers the Gators. It's Fourth and Long with Mark Long of the Associated Press, now on The Lead on 1010XL.
All right, welcome back. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva, and it's our great privilege to bring in Mark Long. Mark, before we get to anything else, how is the recovery going? Is the physical therapy getting any better?
Yes. Physical therapy is going well. A little bit easier, right? The first time was painful. Gets easier every time. I am now at the point, though, Hayes, where I've watched too many movies, too much TV. I am ready to get back at it, right?
Do we have a date?
So got 2 more weeks. I got 2 more weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks from yesterday, and I should get the all clear.
That's fantastic.
Well,
it is. It's been good.
Take as much time as you need, because we've really enjoyed getting to know Doug Ferguson at camp. So.
Yeah, Fergie's been great. I think he's anxious maybe for you to come back.
He's really anxious for Mark to come back.
But Doug Ferguson's covered golf for the AP for like 35 years for you guys, for the listeners out there. Great guy, probably one of the most authoritative voices on golf that of this generation. But anyway, he's been a good sport. Filling in for Mark is obviously their teammates at the Associated Press.
Yeah, he's definitely ready for me to come back. I get texts from him every day, emails, texts, phone calls, and he's like, I'm pulling my hair out, man. He can't get over how little's happening out there and some of the questions being asked. And he's just like, he's beside himself.
God, I would love to see those texts.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not pretend like the golf community is a bunch of Woodward and Bernsteins over there. But
was that a 7-iron in your hand?
Why did you get a 66?
Oh man. Well, so this is what I wanted to do today, Mark, because obviously, Mark's getting close to coming back, but he obviously he hasn't been able to go out and watch anything. Again, Mark went through a serious car accident on Father's Day, and we're very excited to hear that you're a couple weeks from getting back. But we did want to ask you a couple things before we get to like our Hall of Fame Jaguar topic with you. So let's start with a Jaguar topic that certainly you're well versed on. Anton Harrison moving to left tackle. We've obviously talked about this for a long time. What did you think of the move?
I expected it last year. If we go back, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, I just want to make that super clear. But I thought it was crystal clear that they wanted to move Anton Harrison last camp. And they were going to. The plan was to move him to left tackle, get him some reps. And what happened was he goes out and he starts a drill at right tackle and tweaks his ankle. And I think he missed the rest of camp, or at least they were very cautious with him for the rest of camp. Ryan, you'll correct me if I'm wrong there, but they never ended up moving him. Mm-hmm. They just stuck with Walker Little on the left side and kept Anton at the right where he had worked and was comfortable. Well, again, so that's in their head that they really wanted to see what this guy had at left tackle. They make the move out of necessity because Cole Van Lanen is sidelined, probably not going to be back, until maybe, what do you think, 4-6 games into the season, something like that. I think he's there. He's there. It's a permanent move. He's there to stay. He will be this team's left tackle for the foreseeable future. That's my belief. And I'd be stunned if anything else happens. And I think Walker Little might have gotten hurt today. That's what I heard, that he pulled up with something today. Yeah. So they don't really, I'm curious what's going to happen at right tackle now, because you've moved a guy who was a real stalwart at right tackle, and you moved him to left, and he's going to be fine over there. But you've also created a hole on the right side. I'm not sure Wyatt Milam's ready for the spotlight. I'm not sure Walker Little doesn't need a change of scenery because he's probably in his head now with all the places he's moved along this offensive line. I don't know what they've got. I mean, Edoga, is that your starting right tackle week one until Cole Van Lanen gets back? I don't know, but I think it's a big mystery.
Well, I think they're still. I think they still have some confidence in Van Lanen. I mean, we're still more than a month away from the opener. I think Plan A would still be, hey, see if Van Lanen can go. I think they got to hang on to Walker Little because your right tackle is coming off an let's say an ACL type injury. He's missed 9 months, and then also. I think Walker Little can provide some versatility. Udoga got hurt today. So they're down 6-7 linemen just in today's practice. But what about Gators? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, what's the deal with this strength coach? Like, is this are you buying this? Because it seems like, the gains that the guy talked about are otherworldly. So either Billy Napier never had him working out, or this guy is God's gift to strength and conditioning. But what did you make of all the data he had?
My brain was going numb and my eyes were rolling back in my head with him.
Haven't you suffered enough?
And then the worst part is I get stuck transcribing it. So it's bad enough that I could barely listen to it. And then I got stuck transcribing that part. And I literally pulled it up. It's funny you guys mentioned it because I didn't even know what we were going to talk about, but I pulled that. That's the only quote I have literally in front of me. And it's the total team poundage when you add all the improvements. This is his quote. Man by man for 116 players is 2,417 pound improvement in the clean, 5,951 pound improvement in the squat, 2,200 pounds in the bench press, 3,838 pound improvement in the deadlift. How is that going to help us is durability, longevity, acceleration. And when you have overall improvement in your team squat, deadlift, and clean, you're going to see better accelerators and decelerators, which I don't really know what those are. I don't know what a decelerator is. But he's like, we're not going to prevent.
Are you buying that they're in much better shape?
Well, no, because everybody says it. Everybody says it. We've had 3 strength coaches roll in with the Gators just in the last 4 years, and they all say the same thing. They all talk about height, weight, speed, better, faster, stronger, all of that stuff. And I don't care. I mean, I really wish somebody would stood up in front of this guy in the middle, stopped him midway and go, Coach, great, thank you. 4-8 last year, 4-8. And we heard all the same things that, there were X number of guys topping 23 miles an hour, all these things. It doesn't matter. I want to see, I want this team to roll out of bed and win 8 games because that's what they're supposed to do because you're the Florida Gators, because you're in the state of Florida, because you're surrounded by talent, because you're paying your coach, $8 million a year, $7 million a year, because you've got the best and the brightest in terms of facilities and coaches and programs. You got everything at your fingertips. So, all of that stuff should be a no-brainer. I think it is probably an indictment on the previous staff. Certainly when you come in and when you clean house on a weight room that's 3 years old, 4 years old, and you literally wipe out everything in it because it wasn't set up properly, that's a problem, right? And I think the strength coach, the new staff has dumped on the previous strength coach and the way they were doing things, just endlessly. And again, we talked about this. I'll bring it back up. But when your long snapper goes to NFL Gators Pro Day and outlifts a 3-year starting guard, that's a problem. That's a real problem. And so they obviously had issues here before, and they're getting them cleaned up. I don't know if you can get this thing fixed in 8 months from that standpoint, but certainly if this is the improvements they've made in 8 months, then imagine what they're going to do in 3 or 4 years when these guys have actually been in the program that long.
Gators open camp this week, so Filer versus Jones is underway. They have 2 scrimmages, one on the 15th, I think another one on the 22nd. How long does Summerall and Faulkner take this? Me and Hayes were talking about this off air. We thought maybe that Labor Day, that Monday of week 1, he would make an announcement. Do you think it might happen earlier or later?
Later. I actually don't know. I don't know that we will know until they roll the guy out. And I'll say this because I know some things about how they're doing fall camp over there. And from everybody I've talked to, things I've heard, Buster Faulkner is taking the approach of, I've got one shot with the element of surprise. And you're not talking about the opener against Podunk U. He's talking about being vanilla the first 3 games, first 2 games, and then having some stuff that no one has seen when they roll into Auburn, right? I think, is that the opener? Is that the SEC opener?
That's right.
Yeah. When they travel to Auburn, having Auburn guessing, like having Alex Golish and the entire Auburn, which, was a lot of USF guys on the team, just having them guessing. And I would think, I wouldn't be stunned. Let me just throw this out, Ryan. I wouldn't be stunned if both of those quarterbacks played the first 2 games. One started game 1, the other one starts game 2, and we don't really know who the number 1 quarterback is until they roll out of Jordan-Hare Stadium and take the first snap.
I think that's a likely scenario. I guess if I'm Summerall, you shouldn't assume you're going to play. You shouldn't assume you're going to beat FAU because Florida lost the USF last year. So my thing is, are they going to be able to keep a lid on that news until Saturday night at the Swamp where the offense runs on the field? I mean, I'd be fine if they said, hey, Philo against FAU, Jones against Campbell, they're both going to play. Then they'll make a decision. Week 3, it's their job to lose, going to Auburn.
Yeah, and I do think that's potentially what they're going to do. I just look, they are limiting the amount of access to the team. They're limiting the amount of availability at practice. It is being shrunk down considerably from what we've gotten in the spring, from what we've gotten, this week. It's going to really shrink down to like 1 day a week, a very tight window of just individual drills. So I think this is, from what I understand, this is all Buster Faulkner basically going, hey, listen, I want to keep this thing as tight and concealed as possible. So I don't see why they would go out there and tell Auburn who they're going to give Auburn any indication as to who's going to be the starting quarterback when they roll out under the lights at Jordan-Hare.
So
2 points for me. One, I could never cover college football. Go ahead.
No. It's I just go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask Mark about the Hall of Fame thing.
Okay,
so
my
wrap this
last
up.
point on this one is Buster Faulkner wants to keep a lid on this. He should have confidence in his scheme that's going to beat these two teams and the element of surprise, which is total crap because they're going to have to run plays. I disagree with this thing wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're old school and you're a little bit jaded. You got to remember that these are football coaches, Ryan. You've been around a billion of them, and they're all just the same like this. The very few guys are confident, cocky. The Liam Cohens of the world, the Vic Fangios of the world, the Sean McVays of the world are few and far between. Most coaches, an overwhelming number of them, think like this. This is their thinking that, you know, if I can play this as closely to the vest, I got an advantage.
So let's get to the question that I texted you guys last night. You can pick one Hall of Famer that's going in tomorrow for this Jaguar team, Mark. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, Adam Vinatieri. Quickly, who is your guy?
Yeah. And again, no, this take doesn't say anything about Trevor Lawrence. I got all the faith in the world that he's the guy to carry this team. But it's Drew Brees. I mean, it's not like I like all those guys on the list, and they all brought a lot to the table. I mean, Kuechly averaged 136 tackles a year. Fitzgerald's an 11-time Pro Bowler, 10 of 11 years straight. Roger Craig was a little bit of a do-it-all back, but it's Drew Brees. 571 touchdowns, 243 interceptions, 13-time Pro Bowler, durability, longevity, accomplishments, accuracy, 30 or more touchdowns in 9 straight seasons from 08 to 16. He is the pick. And I'm going to steal Ryan's line from our text chain, but imagine what these receivers and these tight ends and these running backs would be with Drew Brees calling the shot.
Thanks for taking my answer. I really appreciate that. But now I'll be different. I'll give it.
Yeah.
I think if you add Larry Fitzgerald to this Jaguar offense, they would be a Super Bowl threat because he brings a size and skill set that they don't have, and that's not a knock on these guys. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. So I would take Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald. All right. Larry Fitzgerald
Wait,
for you.
real quick, the least guy is Adam Vinatieri because I think Cam Little might be better.
You didn't see that extra point today.
45 kicks from 50 or more yards in a very distinguished career. He made 45 kicks from 50 yards or more. Cam Little already has 13 in 2 seasons. Give me Cam.
All right. Very good. Hey.
What are you taking?
That's why I'll give you that answer when we come back.
Luke Kuechly hasn't been the same since TJ Yeldon ever.
That's right. Mark, we certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. That's outstanding news.
Thanks, fellas.
See ya.
All right. Take care.
When we come back on the lead, I will give you the golden moment. We'll also hear from Devon Hamilton. You are listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Tensions build.
3rd and 12. Let's go.
Plot thickens.
We got to get off the field.
Crowds roar. Tune in and let the show begin. Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Well, it's earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. Now, look, I've been buying my cars from Nimnik forever. That is a true story. I started in 1982 buying my cars from Billy Nimnik Jr., God rest his soul. He taught me how to buy a car, and I've been doing it ever since. I trust my friends at Nimnik. They care about the community. They care about their customers. They do it right. They've supported our charity, Walk Off Charity, so many times. I really do appreciate that. If you want to buy a car, you want to be treated right, not just when you buy the car, but after the sale as well. Well, that's what they do. They care about their customers, they care about this community, and they care about treating you right. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? That answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Visit their showroom off Cassett or go to nimnikchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
The birth of a child is a time of joy, but when complications during delivery lead to injury or death, families are left with lifelong problems. If you believe a medical mistake contributed to a birth injury, protect yourself and your family by understanding your legal options. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Ragatz helps families evaluate medical negligence claims. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Ragatz, offices Jacksonville.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Imagine this, you and your buddies outside enjoying the warm weather. The grill is fired up, steaks are sizzling, drinks in hand, and you're all hanging out around your brand new outdoor kitchen. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can make it happen. From custom outdoor kitchens to fireplaces, fire pits, and more. They bring your backyard dreams to life. You dream it, they build it. Visit CSSFireplaces.com and make your backyard the place everyone wants to be this season.
Best Bet St. Augustine's Ride to Riches giveaway is this week. It's not too late to get to the tables and earn those entries. Every hour at the tables equals an entry through August 7th. Then get back to Best Bet St. Augustine on the 8th for all the giveaways, starting at 12:30 until the grand prize is announced at 8 o'clock. Will you be driving a brand new all-terrain side-by-side home? Visit bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com. And we'll see you in St. Augustine.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, I think the golden moment was Mark Long saying that Cam Little is better than Adam Vinatieri, but I could be wrong.
He didn't see that extra point he missed today.
Absolutely, but we always appreciate Mark's insights. So getting back to the Jaguars, led the league in run defense last year. Devon Hamilton, a big reason for that. Where do you see Devon Hamilton at this stage of his career?
I mean, he's a stout two-down player who made one of the biggest plays of the year, batting down that Las Vegas 2-point conversion pass, or else this team would have been 4-4 instead of 5-3. But as a run stopper, he knows his role, and it's when you're playing that position, it's more than just getting in the way. You have to beat blocks. You have to get respected with double teams, and that's what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam Cohen was asked about Devon Hamilton after today's practice.
Consummate pro. He just continues to be a force inside, no matter who's trying to block him. When he gets one-on-one ops inside, it's extremely challenging. Never mind just trying to get a double team on him, where he's able to, play that double team firm, hold the point, and that allows other guys' jobs to be so much easier. But Devon's been extremely consistent, really, from the time that we got here. I think he really is continuing to get better.
The first play that you mentioned earlier about his run stop, it happened so fast. I don't know which lineman he beat.
It was impressive. No doubt about it. I had a chance to catch up with Devon Hamilton after practice today, and here's that interview.
Now, renewal Window by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, we're pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive tackle Devon Hamilton here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. It's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
How cool is it being out here with the family? Beautiful day, good football practice. You having fun?
Yeah, it's been fun, man. I mean, you've been growing a lot this training camp, and it's fun to see some of the younger guys grow a little bit and kind of understand things a little bit more. So it's pretty fun for me.
Early today, you set the tone, a couple run stuffs right out of the gate. Devon, how do you feel like your game's progressing so far through camp?
I think I'm just progressing from last year, trying to get better, improve, and even the areas I'm good at, and improve some areas I'm not as good at. So it's been cool.
How much pride did you take this offseason leading the NFL in run defense?
I mean, that was the goal for sure, but, it's not whatever, but it's always room to improve for me.
What's it mean to you when Josh Hines-Allen and Foye and really all your teammates talk about how the work that you do makes their job so much easier? What kind of sense of fulfillment does that give you as a pro?
It's just a sign of respect for my teammates. I really put in the work every single day, and they see that, and I try my best to, again, like you said, make their jobs a lot easier and be where I'm supposed to be at. And I think that's just all of our goals as a defense in general. But, I really try to help my teammates as much as I can.
Having Campanile back, how does that help the familiarity with you? And are there nuances to the position that you can get to in year two in his system?
Oh, for sure. I think it's him coming back made it a lot easier. We went through a lot of D coordinators here in Jacksonville. It's just nice to be able to know the defense for the most part, and you can just build upon stuff instead of having to relearn a whole bunch of things.
What are you seeing out of this defense as a whole? Are you pleased so far?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're building from last year. I think we still got things to learn, still working on things, which is the best part, improvement from year to year and practice to practice, man. It's been really a blessing to see.
Are there elements of your game that you're looking forward to taking to a higher level perhaps this fall?
Absolutely. I mean, like anything, like I said, just trying to improve enough to make my team better, That's all I really search for.
You guys will be heading to New Orleans in a few days. Do you enjoy the joint practices, and what do you try and get out of working against another team?
I mean, it's nice, obviously we practice against each other a lot here, and kind of understand what people are trying to do, but it's nice to go against a different team, different philosophy, different schemes and whatnot. So yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
It's cool having the fans out here today.
Absolutely. I mean, I appreciate all the support. These people are coming on freaking Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's kind of crazy. Like, dang, you guys got jobs, or? But it's great support out here, man. And every single day, I love the fans out here.
How excited are you for Hines-Allen and for Walker this year to see what they can do?
I already know what it's going to be. I'm excited to see it, and these guys are going to take off.
What have you seen out there? Obviously, offensively, they're trying to get the ground game going. Bayshul has had some good days. The offensive line's been in a little bit of flux. But what have you seen out of the offense in terms of getting to run the ball better this year?
I think they're really grinding on their techniques, honestly. It's been kind of phenomenal to see them working together and kind of understanding one another to get better each and every day. So that's what I think I'm seeing most.
What's it been like seeing Liam in his second year as head coach?
It's been great. I mean, he's still continuing to improve every single day. He's still continuing to try to push us. I mean, yeah, we did great last year, but that's not where we want to end up. We still got games to win, and hopefully we get there this year, and hopefully we continue to grow every single game, or every single practice, really, at this point.
Awesome stuff. Devon Hamilton, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate Devon, and it was cool seeing him out there today with his family. Just wonderful stuff. So appreciate his time. And I forgot to give you guys an answer. So on our Hall of Fame, who would you add from this class to the Jaguars? Mark Long took Drew Brees. You took Larry Fitzgerald, which would be a lot of fun to see Larry Fitzgerald in this offense. I'll go Roger Craig, just because I just went with where I think the weakness is, and not to say I'm excited about Tootin. Rodriguez, I still am a little tepid in enthusiasm there that he's going to be a great addition here. We'll see, hopefully. But I think if you were to add Roger Craig, the first player to ever run for 1,000 and have 1,000 receiving yards in the same season, kind of think, if you weren't alive to see Roger Craig excel in the 1980s, but you can remember Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson. He was that kind of player. I mean, he was rare. You just didn't see running backs have 1,000 yards receiving back then. So I think if you were to add that kind of a weapon to this Jaguar offense with Trevor, with Brenton Strange, with Parker Washington and Brian Thomas Jr. and Jacoby Myers, I think it would be fantastic. But look, I think you could make a case for obviously Luke Kuechly. Other than Mark Long, who thinks I guess you could make a case for Adam Vinatieri. They could have used a clutch field goal against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that was an interesting discussion.
Roger Craig in his 3 Super Bowl wins for San Francisco, those postseasons had 150 carries.
Wow.
So, he was when you think of Roger Craig, especially, he's caught the ball out of the backfield, but he was a pretty bruising runner as well. He was a terrific player.
Yeah, no doubt about it. When we come back on the lead, we're going to talk about those Jaguar running backs. What has Ryan seen? What does he expect to see? And we will hand it off to Rick Ballou. You are listening to 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NFL preseason now underway after the Hall of Fame game concluded on Thursday night with Carolina beating Arizona 33-30. Entering the 2026 season, the LA Rams are the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl at plus 550. The Buffalo Bills out of the AFC plus 1,000. Seattle plus 1,100 to repeat as champions. Baltimore plus 1,200. Houston at plus 1,600. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen plus 650 to win the MVP award. Baltimore's Lamar Jackson plus 850. Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals plus 900. Matt Stafford of the Rams also plus 900 to win the MVP honor.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Believe it or not, back to school is just around the corner. Before the schedules fill up, the lunches get packed, and life gets hectic again, take care of one thing you've been putting off: your home's plumbing. That dripping faucet, slow drain, or running toilet isn't going to fix itself. Schedule any plumbing service with Duck Duck Rooter this month, and we'll include a free water heater inspection at no additional charge. Cross one more thing off your back-to-school checklist. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Flame Broiler has a new limited-time favorite, Korean short ribs. They marinate tender, boneless short ribs in the Lee family authentic Korean kalbi recipe. Charbroil them for smoky flavor. Then top them with tangy, sweet cucumber kimchi. Enjoy them in a bowl or on a plate. Order today in store or on the Flame Broiler app before they're gone. Flame Broiler, Korean short ribs. Limited time only. Order now on the Flame Broiler app or stop in today. But don't wait. Korean short ribs are only here for a limited time.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn, and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Elena, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you as Walk-Off Charities has grown, we now manage a large athletic facility with numerous fields, including the Bregan Baseball Complex. To get around, we needed a good, reliable golf cart. I went straight to Dynamic Drives and Design in Jack's Peak. I met with Travis, told him exactly what our needs were. Would you believe before you knew it, the perfect cart was delivered to us at an incredible price? If you need a golf cart, Travis and his team are the go-to. Learn more about them at dynamicdrivesdesign.com.
It's back to school season. Get a brand new fence from Superior Fence and Rail. For a limited time, get free takedown and haul away of your old fence. A $500 value with your new fence purchase. Offer valid on residential projects of 100 plus linear feet. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. Who wins the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifting the Lombardi? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Take this year's Jaguars. Right now, they are trading at 10 games this season, and that currently trades at 46%. That means a $100 trade would pay you out $209 if they reach those 10 wins. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy into and out of your position. Trade a draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL and get up to $500 in bonus credits. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hey, soccer fans, Sporting Jacks is giving away a new Honda Accord Saturday, 8:15. Sporting Jacks men take on Indy 11 at 7 on Hodges Field at UNF. Just be there. Someone will win a new car from Honda at the Avenues and Sporting Jacks. Visit sportingjacks.com today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to the lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. I am Hayes Carline with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva as we get ready to hand it off to Rick Ballou. But before we do that, Ryan, let's talk about the Jaguar running back situation. What have you liked so far from what you've seen out of the trio?
I think LaQuint Allen is your third down guy. He's proven that he's proven he can do that job. I'd like to see him get some early down work. Tuna and Rodriguez, I think it's going to be a week-to-week thing. I don't read anything into how they're being used right now because they're clear. I mean, they're managing Chris Rodriguez to snaps. He may, he'll take the walkthrough tomorrow, but who knows if he'll practice on Sunday with pads. So that is going to be, and that's a good problem to have if they feel like they can trust Tootin and Rodriguez to start a game, and if they can feel like they feel good about LaQuint Allen doing some other stuff besides third down. I mean, they have used the cliche. They've made their bed with this now. There's not a lot of help on the way. Just like they're committed to Nick Mullins as their second quarterback.
Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Bashal Tootin and LaQuint Allen. Chris Rodriguez, again, we haven't seen much. He had the great rep against Ransaw, but again, to me, we don't know what Ransaw really is yet. So I'm not. And even Rodriguez, by his own admission, was like, I really didn't truck him. I think he slipped or something. So we'll see. But I like what I've seen out of Tootin and LaQuint Allen. Real quick before we bring in Rick Ballou, there was a question on the text chain.
278 asked, how's the linebacker group looking? My biggest concern going into camp. I mean, Luakin is being managed, his snaps. Gardeck getting his stuff in, and then they have to be encouraged by Combs and Miller because they're both playing well. I think that's a coin flip, and they should feel pretty good about either guy.
Yeah, I agree. All right, great stuff. Let's do this.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou joining us now. Rick, we saw a spirited scrimmage today. Yeah. What'd you take out of it?
Quite a few surprises for me, unexpected surprises, particularly with the young defensive linemen. And, Mark Duffner made a really good point to me about this when we were having lunch after. So I'm going to bring him on at 6:20. I hadn't heard this type of approach, but he's a coach of 50 years in the NFL and college football. He knows a lot about it. And, I've been bragging about him, and he was very high on him as well. But he does make an excellent point. Again, I'll save that to 6:20. I thought the offense maybe not as good as the numbers. I've seen the numbers on Lawrence. I've seen 17 of 27. I've seen 17 of 29. That touchdown certainly to Washington, you can make the case that he would have been sacked. Or actually, it was Allen, right? On the one that he would have been sacked.
I thought there was a few today where it was a completion, but in reality, it would have been a sack.
But, I wondered last night, would it be ones and ones? And then you got to say, all right, well, if one side really is slanted, then the other side, there's major concerns. Ones against twos, I think for the most part, it went today the way that you would expect it to.
You're encouraged by Mike Norvell saying today he likes his team's mentality.
Does he? There you go, Mike. Someone just sent me a still photo. Okay, a still photo of an article that was printed today that said Florida State is a fun team to watch. Right, if you're a Gator or a Hurricane, how can they be a fun team? They haven't won a road game in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't see a fun team.
This was the head coach at Florida State talking today. 5 members of the media there.
Yeah.
That
surprised.
says it all. Yeah.
I mean, he's done it to himself. And, you know, I put it on Twitter after your thing. I mean, you can go back, I think it was 3-4 years ago. Okay. Jared Verse is not practicing. I asked him after practice, why isn't Jared Verse practicing? And he went absolutely nuts. We have a rule. We don't talk about guys who don't practice. We don't talk about guys who are injured. And I've talked with so many members of the media over the years who, like, they've never heard something like that. I mean, today we asked about Walker Little. Liam Cohen didn't give us anything, but it's still the responsibility to ask the question for the Jaguars fans. And he went nuts. And, you know, it's like, well, you should have read it. And I'm like, listen, same deal. There was like 5 members of the media there. The Jaguars PR walks around all the time and they tell you things, okay? Florida State's PR was hanging over in the shade, the only tree on the campus of UNF, and did not say a word. Again, it's not like there was 30 or 40 members here in Jacksonville over there at Florida State. There was like 5 people, and they failed to mention it. So.
What's coming up besides
He's
Coach
a
Duffner?
bozo. Huh?
Hard to argue.
Maybe I'll just talk about that for the next 2 hours.
Please do, because it'll make my next 2 hours
Fire
very
his
pleasurable.
ass. My brother's like, you want to go to the New Mexico State game, the opener? He's like, I got tickets. I'm like, you got tickets.
This brother
I had
loves you.
people break into my truck and leave me season tickets to Florida State.
All right, great stuff. Rick Ballou coming up next. What's coming up on Jacksonville.com if you can get any words out?
Let me collect myself.
Yeah.
I wrote a column for tomorrow basically saying, hey, here are a couple roster issues that have developed over the last week. I also had JP Shadrick tell me the 5 text messages he got that he was most impressed by. Vern Lundquist was one of them. So,
that's really cool.
And then we'll be out there tomorrow. And see you then.
All right. I'll see you out there. That's going to do it for us on The Lead. We appreciate Kai Stevens and Mark Long joining us. For Ryan O'Halloran, for JJ LaSelva, I am Hayes Carline. Have a wonderful night, but into the night with Rick Ballou up next on 1010.